Hello, my name is Jessica. Today we're going to be talking about canopy cover, also known as foliar cover. It's one of the 9 types of covers that we use here in the field to measure cover. But what is that? It's currently defined as a form of aerial cover that measures the area of the plant from the top down. Um, it takes measurements from the plant's canopy rather than from the base. Canopy cover can be used for any area with plants that have a canopy. Okay, to measure cover, we have to use a few tools. And these tools will show you more in detail, but we have our tape measure, our flag, simple flag, and a bigger flag, and we'll go into detail right now about these.
In order to collect canopy cover measurements, you'll need to have a couple items. You'll need a tape measure, preferably one that measures in the metric system, but feet is fine with enough length to get a representative sample of the site. You'll also need a way to keep the tape from moving. This may be done by using a stake or flag so that you'll be able to anchor the tape to the ground. You might find it handy to use flags with high visibility on both ends of the transect. Finally, you'll need a way to keep track of your findings. This can be done with a data sheet. Examples can be found online, or you can create your own. To collect canopy cover measurements, you'll need to start a transect. The methods that you use to find a transect are up to you, but as long as they're representative of the site, they will work. You'll start by laying out the tape. Here, we use the flag to anchor the tape to one spot and roll the tape out to 25 meters. This is where we will begin measuring the canopy cover. As we move down the transect, we will take note of the edges of the canopies that cross over the top of the transect line. By using parentheses, we are able to distinguish the different plants. We measure this down to the nearest centimeter. Here, we see the edge of the canopy right over the 18-meter mark. Then, when we reach the edge of the canopy over the 21-meter mark, we will write that down as well.
Another way to measure cover is by using aerial imagery. When using aerial imagery to collect canopy cover, we use similar methods. We use Google Earth to get a top-down view of the canopy and use to measure the distance and area tool to create our transect. By zooming in, we can collect data on the transect. It's important to take note of when the photos were taken, the resolution, and the angle of the camera. The information isn't up to date or the photos are too blurry to make out, that can be an issue that affects your data. Okay, so why do people use wood canopy cover? Why is it important? People measure cover for a whole list of reasons. Cover is a measurement more closely related to the size of plants over density. Because of this, increased cover is associated with increased use of resources on a site, increased wildlife habitat, increased available forage and biomass, decreased erosion, and decreased heat at soil surface. Canopy cover can help researchers and professionals get a better understanding of those markers. This information often gets used to understand a site and how to make land management decisions.
Advantages and disadvantages of woody canopy cover. Like all methods used to understand a site, canopy cover has its own advantages and disadvantages. Because canopy cover is so versatile, it can be used on a wide variety of plants with a canopy and still be easy to visualize. However, depending on the time of year, cover estimates can vary based on the plant. That makes it important to not only be intentional about when the measurements are taken, but also how they are taken. Observer bias is real and can influence the results. That's why we create rules for how to measure canopy cover. For example, counting gaps in the canopy. Some may argue that ignoring the gaps in the canopy will make the data more accurate and easy to use or understand. This is called idealized canopy. Others may feel differently. It's up to you to decide if that's a rule that you'd like to follow when measuring canopy cover. It's just important to know what you're using the data for so you can plan what works best for you.